I just think he's better suited in a lot of ways. Just
Yeah, he's better
technically.
suited to help the billionaire class, that's for sure. Because that's what
I
he's
don't
doing.
like the big.
He's
I
not
don't
helping
like.
we the people. He's helping.
I don't.
Wait a minute.
I don't agree with the big beautiful bill. I don't agree with the big beautiful bill. I hate it.
How many times during Trump's campaign did he promise not to cut Medicaid? He just cut $1 trillion from Medicaid.
Hey, you're talking to somebody that's going to affect in 2026. So I know.
Okay. They say up to 17 million people now will lose their health care coverage because of Trump's $1 trillion cuts for Medicaid.
80. I read it more than once. 80 million. 80 million able-bodied. But they're not all able. But some of us are listed able-bodied. But that's because we haven't been able to get disability.
Yes, that's the other thing. How are people who are sick going to be considered able-bodied and forced to work?
I saw these two parents talk about how they got a son who's just above 26, and he's developmentally challenged, disabled, and they have to help him with at least 60% of his life, maybe more like 70% every day. But they don't get paid enough. It's not covered, and he's going to lose his insurance if he doesn't volunteer or something.
If I could comment to Unknown
Trader. Or
Trader.
They don't get a waiver.
Unknown Trader says, Santini, learn your lesson. Arguing with ignorant people don't work. I'm not arguing with them. I'm throwing the truth in their face, and they know it's the truth.
Dude, what is ignorant? Like, I mean, if you're going to just say Kamala was better the end, then, I mean, how are you really going to get on me and say, I'm not saying Trump is totally better.
Square. He's not directing that comment at you. Once again,
okay.
Moments ago, you stated that if you find out that Trump was on the Epstein files, you're going to regret your vote. I respect that.
I got to find that out, though. Like, I got to find that out for sure. Or
that's what I'm saying. So,
I can't make my mind up about it.
Well, that's what I'm saying is you got one person saying that he's a pedophile, but they haven't been put out yet. And then you got another person saying that he's not a pedophile and it hasn't been put out yet. So
yeah,
really,
but it looks even more, but it looks worse. It looks worse when he is above it in a way, but also Pam's above it. You know, and the way I see so many people just blind loyalty to him, you know, I mean,
at a minimum, because Trump is refusing to release those Epstein files after promising he would do so. At a minimum, he's protecting pedos.
Judgment. You can't trust they're going to make the unbiased action.
At a minimum, Trump is protecting pedophiles. At a minimum.
I wouldn't say that just yet.
I mean, you got to have proof of that to make that statement.
I wouldn't say that just yet, but I would say he definitely had elbows rubbed with him, and I question whether he did cut him off contact and everything.
And like I said,
I got to find confirmation of that.
I'm not into politics, so really, honestly, I really don't care.
Like, if they were to release some shit and it showed that he talked to him after he was convicted, I'd be like, oh,
100%.
That right there is bad.
Now, I'd like to remind everybody that's listening now and listening after, they'll listen to this later on. If only it takes a real man, or a woman for that matter, to admit it when they're wrong. If you can't admit you're wrong, you're not a real man and you ain't a real woman. Period. End of story.
We got a Momo in the backstage square. Did you see the Momo in the backstage?
No, I don't pay him attention. When I see somebody that comes in and jumps out on their own accord real quick, that's usually, and I see the message go up, and then they do it again and again. That's more than likely MC. That's his modus operandi. It's the old stick he ran, and he's repeated and repeated. And he's just typing paragraphs, wanting me to read, and hope that I read them and get mad and respond. And I'm not doing that.
Fuck him.
If that's what it is.
If I could say something, you know, I've been around on panels, and I've been on Bambi's panel, I don't know, probably 100 times. I've been on numerous panels. And what happens when I start talking, not with you guys, but many times when I get on there with a Trump supporter and they start losing the argument, they call me an FAG. They call me a pedo. They're against pedos. And meanwhile, they voted for a pedo in chief. That's what the president is. He's a pedo.
I gotta say that. No.
I mean, unless it's been put out.
You just have a lot of things that don't point well to it right now.
Right.
You do have that.
Do you remember when Donald Trump says, if Ivanka wasn't my daughter, I'd be dating her? Do you remember that? Those are the words that came out of that man's mouth.
Did he just rage quit?
And on top of that,
no, that was my fault. That was my bad. Sorry. I thought it was the other screen. My bad.
On top of that, Trump is an adjudicated sexual abuser. On top of that.
Yep.
I'll hang out until he comes back. So, because I know you're not very political. I'm not very political either, but how you doing?
I try
Santini?
not to
How's
be,
things?
man.
How's things? How's things in the concrete jungle? How you doing?
Right. Other than this bullshit, man. Fuck the politics. Let's talk about real life.
Actually, I'm having a great summer, man. It's like the past few days have been really nice over here. The humidity's been low. It's been like in the mid 80s. We usually don't get this kind of weather this time of year. Usually it's so freaking humid that you can barely move outside, but it's been very nice.
And Mr. Bananas,
very nice.
it's very good to see you. I apologize for having you confused with someone else. My apologies. I'm glad we could sort that out because I was so disappointed. I was like, why is Joe doing this? My bad. So my apologies, sir. And here's Mr. Waters. I'll let you you three gentlemen talk and continue your male panel. Enjoy.
What's up? What's up, Mr. Waters?
How we doing today, guys?
I'm
you
good,
doing,
brother. I'm good. I'm just here to moderate.
Good.
So you guys are the politician-based shit. So you guys do what you got to do.
I wanted to talk to you about that politician stuff that you were just rambling about. What would you like to clear up first? The big beautiful bill, I don't know. There's a lot of lies you're up here saying.
I think we should go with what I started with, the Epstein
You're in trouble
files.
now, Santini. You're in trouble now.
Well, I don't listen. I want to remind you, opinions aren't facts. And facts don't care about your opinions.
I agree.
And facts don't care about your feelings
Bambi,
either.
So,
Bambi, God dang you. You
So,
actually was against me this whole time. The junkies were right.
Oh my god.
I agree with you. I agree with you. Your opinion about Donald Trump being a pedo or a pedo supporter or anything like that, that's just an opinion. I agree. There's no facts to back any of that up.
Well,
I agree.
Why is
There's no fact.
Ghislaine Maxwell? Why does she get a 20-year federal sentence?
Because she was involved with sex trafficking with Epstein.
Right.
She's not in jail. Wait, stop. She's not in jail because of a list. When people say stupid shit like, "Oh, well, there's no list, so why she's in jail?" She's in jail because of the crime she committed. She didn't get charged for a list. What are we even talking about right now? You sound crazy up here.
Listen, all I can say is, bro, I don't pay attention to this shit, so it don't got nothing to do with me. But until I see proof, I'm not going to call a man a pedophile without fucking proof, bro. Period.
Right. That's a crazy accusation to make about somebody.
Refusing to release the list, he's protecting pedos at a minimum.
So I'm all about him. I think he should release the list. I'm with you on that. But that doesn't make him a pedophile. It doesn't make him a pedophile supporter. I don't know what it is. And it's Pam Bondi, it's Kash Patel, and it's Dan Bongino are the ones that came out and were running on this, not Donald Trump. Stop for a second. Look at Donald Trump's list of things that he ran on. Tell me where the Epstein list is on his list of things that he ran on.
As far as Kash Patel and Pam Bondi, what you have to remember is Trump has a loyalty test. He only gave them those positions because they agreed to do whatever he asked them to do. He's the one. He's the driving force to hide that list, not Pam Bondi. It's Trump.
No, what I'm saying is Pam Bondi, Kash Patel. Those are the people that actually said, "This is what I'm going to do on day one." They either said, "I'm going to release the Epstein list." Pam Bondi had a conference on the front lawn of the White House, and Kash Patel also said he was going to release it on day one. Donald Trump never said any of that.
Okay,
so for you to put those claims on Donald Trump, put those claims on Donald Trump as if that's what he ran on, that's just crazy.
Can you explain this to me? In June,
probably not.
Pam Bondi said that she had the list on her desk. A week later, Trump started up with the crap, and so did she. Oh, that there is no list. Few days after that, Trump is saying, "Oh, he went back to there is a list again," and this time it's Hillary and Obama made up the list. And like I said earlier, had Hillary and Obama made up that Epstein list, they would have brought it out during Trump's campaign. It would have destroyed his campaign. Trump is flip-flopping. Why is Trump flip-flopping?
I would respond with, what did Trump just do recently that you haven't brought up at all since you've been on panel talking about this?
He gave the billionaires a $3.5 trillion tax cut.
No, okay, so I'm talking about the Epstein list that you brought up because you wanted to stay on this topic. What did Donald Trump just do involving the Supreme Court and the Epstein list?
You tell me.
Involving it.
You tell me.
I was. This is your topic. I thought you knew.
You tell me.
What he did is he released the Supreme Court files on Epstein's previous case and on his current sitting cases. And so what he's doing is Pam Bondi has to go back and approve all of this stuff. So once again, the ball is in Pam Bondi's court and the Supreme Court to see what they do with it next. But for the people that are putting this on Donald Trump, I think it's wild. He's not the one that claimed all this stuff. If anything, there's more people that could probably make the claim that he's trying to stop pedophiles, and I think he's doing a pretty good job of it. How many sex traffickers have gotten stopped at the border
Let
since
me ask you a question.
we shut down all the No, stop. How many sex traffickers do you think got stopped at the border when we started shutting down our borders and not just letting people walk in?
The border's another issue. Let me ask you a question.
Because that is a huge issue. It's a huge current issue that we have in the United States was immigration, and it was coyotes.
No, you're trying to switch. You're trying to change the subject. Let me ask you a question. Do you hang out with pedos? I don't. Do you?
I wouldn't choose to, but I also wouldn't know that. I don't know everybody that makes contact with
Donald
me, you know
Trump.
what I mean?
Donald Trump and Epstein were best friends for over a decade, and Trump is we have the records of Trump saying, "Oh yeah, Epstein, he likes young girls. This was his buddy."
There's more evidence that shows that Donald Trump threw Epstein out of the Mar-a-Lago as soon as he figured out. Once it
became
public,
you're making
claim. Santino, you made a claim. Back up your claim. My claim was no. He threw Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago when they were hanging out, and there's proof of that because he was creeping on girls. Now you give me proof of what you just said, that they were best friends. Tell me how you know this.
He threw him out of Mar-a-Lago once it became public that Epstein was a child.
It was before one of his cases.
Once it became public.
So tell me. Once
I
again,
think it actually was after. Are you sure it wasn't after, Jacob? Because I thought that's what it was.
It doesn't matter. What I'm asking Santino to do is any evidence that shows me that they're friends. I showed you.
I disagree.
This is how he got thrown out of office. I mean, this is how he got thrown out of Mar-a-Lago. We know what happened. That's true. There's facts behind that.
Wait,
show me how you know that they were friends.
Did he have a suite or something at Mar-a-Lago? Is that what you're saying?
No, he didn't. He was just there, and he was being creepy towards people. People came up to Donald Trump, told him what was happening. He got thrown out. You can go look it up. It's not like.
Explain.
I tell you that photo he's in with Trump when he's standing close to him and smiling in the '90s. That video. I mean, the dude just comes off.
Yeah, I think there's a lot. Let me give you a great example.
He's fucking looking around and laughing.
Let me give you a great example. Rocco Fowler. Let me give you a great example. Rocco Fowler has a picture. Has a picture with Hulk Hogan. Do you think they were friends?
No,
he's got a picture with Hulk Hogan, but do you think they were friends? Is my question.
Okay, no, he got that at an event. Hulk Hogan saw him.
Anybody can walk up and take a picture. Anybody can take a picture with Donald Trump.
That. Yeah, he don't remember the time. Yeah, you got to be real impressionable.
But what I'm saying is, just because you got a picture with somebody doesn't mean that you're friends with them, especially a celebrity like Donald Trump.
There's also videos of Trump and Epstein together.
There's videos with Trump and a lot of people. And hanging out with the Clintons. He could be guilty by association just hanging out with the Clintons.
Stephen Hawking went out to the island for a damn barbecue and science.
So did Bill Gates. So did RFK.
Hold on. Do you think Stephen Hawking though really went there and was like, all right, put me in a room and let me just gawk at these fucking no, I cannot believe that about Stephen Hawking. I just can't.
Trump hung out with a monster.
A noon retired monster. Used to have midgets do math on a dry erase board. That was his thing.
That's some weird shit right there, and I'm gonna have to look that up.
No, I'm just saying, like Clintons have been there. RFK admitted to going there with his wife. Bill Gates has been there. I just don't think all of that makes him a bad president. I think.
Let me ask you.
I think here's the thing, though. He was doing something different than all of these other presidents.
It made me think, though. Could have Stephen Hawking have went there nobly at first, and then Epstein like, hey, I could, set you like the dude can't do nothing. All he can do is talk through a computer.
Jacob, what if it's proven?
But that shows that he still has a regular mind. Hold on, it still says that he has a regular mind though, and we don't know if he still gets We don't know what he. I just cannot imagine Stephen Hawking being that way.
Epstein doesn't have a degree. Listen, Epstein doesn't have a degree in anything. They made him a math professor at a college. He's got some kind of
Where's his
ties
money come
that
from?
people aren't addressing. It came from Wexler. Wexler fucking signed off his estate to
Who the fuck's Wexler?
Epstein. Wexler is the guy that owns like Victoria's Secret. Basically anything that used to be in a mall. When you used to go to a mall, he used to own all of those. He signed over his estate to Epstein a long ass time ago.
Hey, Jacob, what if it's proven? What if it is proven that Trump is on those files and was on Epstein Island? What are you going to do then? What are you going to say then, Jacob? What are you going to say?
I would say he should get in as much trouble as everybody else that was on the island.
Yeah,
I agree 100%.
I'm gonna demand that they make sure they don't charge his ass till he gets out of office and can't pardon his ass.
No, yeah, I think he should get just as much penalty as anybody else that gets charged for being on the island.
Don't try to I mean, maybe they should try to impeach him if that were to come out. But do not charge him until he's officially out, that motherfucker, because he'll. It doesn't matter
because say JD Vance becomes the next president, then you're getting pardoned that way. My thing is, I'm not a Trumper, bullshit, but I'm also not a never Trumper, and I'm also not a never Trumper, and I don't just make up excuses for why I won't talk to family.
That's fucked up. That he could preemptively pardon himself and his whole family years back and forward.
It depends on. He has to know. So he has to know what the charges are. So he wouldn't be able to do it unless he knew what the charges were for.
Well, before you can pardon yourself,
no.
Have to be convicted first?
Whoa. Biden pardoned his son for the stuff that was official, but he also preemptively pardoned him for anything else that could come out, including his own damn self.
It didn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. They can still charge Hunter. No,
that was wrong. That was wrong that Biden pardoned his son. That was wrong.
Well, he said forever he wasn't going to do it.
Well, I started off with this, both the Democrats and the Republicans have failed we the people repeatedly over and over and over again, both parties.
Yeah,
I agree.
The last good president we had that was Republican was Reagan, and the last good Democrat, in my opinion, was Kennedy. That's it.
Well, you brought up Reagan, right? The last 2 years of Reagan's presidency,
Bush Senior, Bush Junior were shit.
The last 2 years of Reagan's, the last 2 years of Reagan's presidency, he didn't know what day it was.
I'll take that back. Carter was good too, but other than Carter, yeah, I think he was all right. I know he didn't do a lot.
In my opinion, during my lifetime,
things didn't really get worse though.
The best president we ever had was Obama. I did like Clinton until I found out he was on that list.
Do you realize that Obama, hey, do you get on to Trump about the deportation and stuff? Because Obama was deporter in chief. That was a literal nickname.
Right. He deported more people and bombed more countries.
20 million.
Yeah, but what he did, what Obama didn't do
drone strikes out the ass.
What Obama didn't
poor
do
little Afghan kids.
What Obama
protect them opium fields.
What Obama did do, and Trump isn't doing. Obama would deport people back to their countries of origin. Trump is deporting people to fucking Libya. People who are from South America. That's cruel and unusual punishment.
I haven't heard that shit. I have not. I've heard them go to El Salvador, but I have not heard.
Wait. Who's doing that? Santini, you're making wild claims over here.
But you know something else. You know something else. You know something. His administration. Hold on, Jacob. You know something else. Hold on. I was talking. You know something else. No. Do you know something else that his administration did that no one else's would have done ever anywhere else? He offered the ones that came here illegally and somehow flew beyond the radar and weren't criminals and didn't have warrants. We'll let you leave grace free. Give you this much money in tickets.
Isn't it?
Tell me where the fuck they're going to do that at?
Isn't it funny how Trump made exceptions for immigrants that he would deport? If you're an immigrant who works at one of these big fancy hotel chains owned by a billionaire or on a farm, then you don't get deported, but everybody else does.
Not how it works at all. And
I don't think
people are only getting deported to their home countries unless their home countries don't accept them back. And the people that are getting deported aren't just for being Mexican or being Spanish or being an immigrant. They're getting deported for heavy crimes.
Let me see if I can pull something up.
Everybody that's been deported so far, that the media's been up in arms about, they were all criminals. I don't know why. people are so
Well,
freaked out.
what about that one guy? Hold on. What about the one guy from Maryland or whatever? Like, there was a
He
lot of
was
stuff.
MS-13. He beat his wife. And his wife is the one that charged the files against him for beating her. This is
So
it's
what
just
about
stupid stuff.
what,
And then
Oh, shit.
Santini's over here just repeating it back to people like it's fact.
Somehow I missed. Somehow I didn't get that information.
Hold the phone. Hold the phone. So when ICE went into Home Depot in LA, those people that they grabbed that had honest jobs, working for a living, they weren't criminals. You just said he's only deporting criminals.
Santini, one-on-one, let's figure this out, because you're trying. So you think slave labor is a good thing? Is that what you're saying?
No.
So why would you want people working here illegally not getting paid a minimum wage?
If they're working at Home Depot, you're getting minimum wage.
No, they're not. If they're working at Home Depot,
how can they work there without?
ICE doesn't show up at Home Depot to get the people behind the counter.
Look,
Home Depot doesn't pay people off the books.
Hold on, I guarantee. I know, and I guarantee
you're making
you
an argument.
I guarantee you half
less
of the
than
illegal
minimum wage
immigrants
illegally.
Look,
You're arguing for slave labor.
Hold on, man. He said that the topper ones working in better positions maybe evade under the radar more. That's because they probably can afford and have some really good fake shit. But most of them don't have anybody and they can't work places like that.
Anybody that's saying they want people to be able to work here illegally for less than minimum wage,
exactly.
They're pushing slavery. That's what it is.
I agree.
Well, that's what they're doing to the immigrants that are picking our fruits and vegetables on the farms.
And it's crazy. And it's crazy
so
they
if
say
they came
that.
here,
Hold on. It's crazy they say that out of one breath. It's crazy they say that out of one breath, and then in the other breath they say, "Oh, but they're just protecting the CEOs and billionaires." That's what they're
Come on, boys. Let everybody talk. Let everybody talk, boys.
Oh, sorry, I'm just saying, but I'm going backing Jacob up. I'm saying that's protecting big billionaires and companies, allowing them to pay slave labor.
It's only protecting corrupt bosses. If all of those people that are here illegally came here illegally and made minimum wage, that would be great. That's what I think. I think that would be great. Anybody that's arguing that illegal immigrants should be able to stay here, they're arguing for slave labor. And they're making it easy for these companies to take advantage of people that aren't citizens. That's what Santini was just arguing for.
You do realize that even if you're in this country illegally, you're still paying taxes. Every time you go to a store and make a purchase,
not everybody in this country illegally is paying all taxes. Yes, if you buy products, you also pay taxes, but that's not the same as actually paying taxes.
And that helps our economy.
That are here illegally. Hold on.
I just told Goku here earlier. I just told Goku that if he pays for anything, whether or not he's working, he still has the right to vote. He thought he didn't because he's not paying active taxes. I said I thought that for a while. That's not right.
And I agreed with you on that. That's some taxes, but no, it's not the same as paying all taxes. Just like when you were talking about the big beautiful bill earlier, and you guys said cuts to Medicare. That's pulling people off of Medicare that aren't supposed to be getting it. That's where the cuts are.
It's Medicaid.
Doesn't matter if it's Medicare, Medicaid. It doesn't matter.
Yes, it does matter. Yes, it does matter.
Santini, hear what I'm saying. Here's a pool of money. There's 1 billion people drawing from it. We're gonna pull off this amount of people that aren't supposed to be getting it. So the pool is gonna be smaller, but the people that are actually supposed to be pulling from it is going to be more accurate, and people aren't going to be wasting the resources. That's what the big beautiful bill is. How you explained it was they're just cutting. Stop for a second. What you're explaining is they're just cutting Medicare or Medicaid. That's not what's happening. They're pulling people that are bleeding the system.
What you just said, 1 billion people, makes no sense. There's 335
You're
million,
right.
not 1 billion people in America.
It's a hypothetical number to say these many people are grabbing from this pool. Right now, there's people grabbing from the pool that aren't supposed to be grabbing from it. We're going to take those people off. And then we're just going to have all the right people that are supposed to get this. That's what the big, beautiful bill is. Yes, there's going to be cuts to it because people are tapping into it that are not supposed to be getting benefits. And they're abusing the system. That's why the system is going to shrink. It's not because we're going to be putting
hold on, guys, and let me get in, please.
Out on the street.
But the illegals and stuff, they want to get off of that. I'm fine for that in the bill. What I'm not okay with, Jacob, is trying to make some people that are in positions where they're in a place of very high unemployment compared to the rest of their whole state, like me, or they don't have a car and they're in rural environment. No, there's a whole bunch of nuances. I've read this case of this mother and a father. They've got a son that's 27, so they can't have him on their insurance. They work, but they don't working
Is
like
he
they
able-bodied?
would have.
27-year-old? Is he?
He's no
27-year-old?
no
Is he able-bodied?
developmentally. No, they have to basically do just about. He can do basic shit once he's good to go, basically, and he has to have careful watch, essentially.
But-
And he
so
doesn't
he's-
qualify
so
for
does he have an-
disability.
So
He doesn't
does
get
he have-
disability. No.
So does
So
he
he
have
would
an
not be excluded. He would get.
Does he have an at-home care provider or no?
No, because the insurance they have, it won't cover it. You know, they would have to be on damn near Medicaid.
Well, yeah, you have to qualify for disability to receive disability. Yeah, that makes sense. I agree with that.
They said that he would lose his Medicaid. They don't have Medicaid, and their insurance won't allow them to be the caregivers.
I guess
So
you
they
have to explain to me why.
they have to do it and do it out of their own because they can't get paid to do it through their insurance and stuff. Just
You'd have to explain to me why he's not disabled. Though. You'd have to explain to me why he's not disabled. That's a very anecdotal case where I can't really give you an answer.
The first time you go to, you always get denied. And if they consider it not full, if they say, well, he can, use a microwave, he can use a TV, he's able to comprehend, they can always make arguments. If you think there's people out there that haven't gotten disability that need to, come on.
No, and I would think that's why they're making cuts to it in the first place, is because people are abusing it.
No, it's not that. To institute.
That's one of the main reasons that we're making cuts to it, is because people are abusing the system so bad. You know how many?
Hold on, they want to institute an 80. Yeah, but able-bodied people. Obamacare's shit. Are you going to say they should have went to Obamacare? It's not.
No,
affordable.
what I'm saying is, all of these able-bodied people that we've been paying to sit at home for the last 5 years, it's spiked up even worse during COVID.
Not
pretend all of these people can't work.
Georgia, and a bunch of states.
Crazy.
Georgia.
I'm from Illinois.
Hold on,
when you guys
Georgia.
Were talking,
They have already implemented
the work that aren't true, though.
No, the work requirements are dumb. You're going to require people who don't have jobs and need to be spending time trying to get jobs or improve their skills to get a job. And you're going to tell them, well, if you have a job, you got to go do 80 hours a month at a volunteer place. And if you're in a rural area, no public transportation, no car, you're fucked.
That's for them. That's for them to not cut off your benefits.
No,
hey,
no,
blah blah blah. We're giving.
You think they're going to give a waiver to everybody?
Where you're wrong. What you're saying, though. You're wrong. What you're saying. Those requirements are in order to keep getting your benefits. That's fine, but those arguments, the reason you have to commit those many hours.
Okay, if I'm only working and getting about close to 4 hours, and it's not every day, and it's not 7 days a week, so I would not meet the whole 80-hour thing. That means I would have to supplement probably 40-ish hours or close to a month to go to a volunteer place, which there's only one. It's 40 miles away.
You don't have to go to a volunteer place. You can just get a job.
No, what if I can't find one? I don't have a car. You're not listening.
That's not an excuse.
You're not listening. You're not listening.
You're
not listening.
I'm listening. You're not 100%. Listening. That's not an excuse.
I can't get a job in walking distance. I have applied. Oh my God, I've applied both dollar. Dude, I cannot get a job in walking distance. I just can't.
Okay, that has nothing to do with it. That's not why the government should pay you to live. That's fucking retarded. The government shouldn't pay you to live because you don't have a car.
They're not paying me. They're not paying me to live. I don't get food stamps. I don't get anything but Medicaid. I get basic insurance.
That's what it is.
Oh, that's paying for me to live?
Yeah.
Don't you understand that having health coverage, the more people in this country that have health coverage, the stronger the country is?
This is why Luigi fucking Mangione did what the fuck he did. Is because of people like you.
I think it's crazy. I think it's crazy for Americans to sit around like, woe is me. My life.
It's not woe is me. There are people that cannot get out of ruts, dude. Are you going to say that that's not a thing? Everybody that's in a rut is just stuck in there of their own free will and negligence. We just don't want to, we're just lazy. I'm working I'm almost working part-time. And I managed to somehow land that with no car, nothing but 2 feet in a rural area with no public transportation. And you're telling me I'm not making any good points?
No, you're not making good points.
I agree with
Stop for a second. God, you gotta stop for a second.
Whatever.
Square. How much time do you spend a day on the internet? How much time do you spend a day on the internet?
Only
Jacob,
the time.
it's 11:30 in the morning on a Monday.
When
what do you
I'm
do
on
for
here,
a living, Jacob?
I can very easily open a tab and check Indeed.
What do you do for a living,
and you don't know what I do throughout all my day. I'm not on the internet every day. I don't go live every day.
Jacob, it's 11:30 in the morning on a Monday. What are you doing for work?
I'm going to answer both of you at the same time. Square, I didn't ask or I wasn't trying to assume what you did. That's why I asked the question. I said,
Yes, you
how
were.
long?
You were
Stop for a
trying to
second. Stop for a
insinuate
second.
that I don't manage my time wisely.
Oh
If I
my
did better, maybe
goodness.
I would have a
Gosh.
job. That's exactly what you were insinuating.
No,
I don't have
didn't.
to hear you drum on more and
I
more to
didn't
get
in-
what you mean.
Okay,
I
I
can
didn't
pick up on
insinuate
it.
anything. I asked you how
Square.
long.
Stop getting offended. Stop getting offended,
Jesus.
Square.
I'm not offended. I'm just stating the
All I
facts.
asked-
Like
Well, you're
he's,
getting
he's
smart with the man.
like I
He's
agree with
passionate.
him.
He's
I
not being
agree with
smart.
him.
He's
No, I
passionate.
agree. I agree with him. There's illegals and people that are abusing it on it, but it's not as many as he thinks. And the
No.
work required,
I
and
haven't
to
even
get
gotten
rid,
to make. I
and
haven't
they
made my
hold on,
point yet.
hold on, hold
Blah,
on. Let me
blah,
finish.
blah,
Let me
blah,
fucking
blah,
finish.
blah,
They
blah.
can get
Square,
rid of the
shut
people
up.
committing fraud without the damn
Square,
stupid work.
stop talking for a second. You're just,
No,
you're just rambling.
let me say one thing without you
No,
interrupting
okay.
me, and maybe I would stop.
No one's
Because
interrupting
you
you.
keep
You are
cutting off my
talking over
point.
everybody.
You're talking over me, dude. You won't let me make one point. I have shut
What
up and
point
let
would
you
you
make
like to
point.
make now? Go ahead.
It's the same one you kept interrupting. Do you
Go
think
ahead.
it's smart if I only have a part-time job to tell me you got to go spend 40 hours a month now doing the volunteer thing if you can't get a job in time by this date or you lose your insurance? That's a
I already
yes or no.
answered you. I already answered you. You don't have to do that.
That is what
That
is
was my
coming
answer to you. You
December
don't have to do that. The way
December
you
20.
just pitched. Stop for
Oh
a
my
second.
God.
The way you just pitched that is false. So let
No,
me
it's not.
answer. Let
No,
me
it's not.
answer
I've
the other
read the
guy's
fucking
question.
thing several
The other
times.
guy. To the other guy, I own a landscaping company. I'm landscaping it right now. I'm on property, working at it.
This is
I also own a mixed
pointless.
martial arts gym that I coach at, and then I do the YouTube stuff for fun. But I try to stay as busy as I can. I got a family, I got to support, and everything else. But when it back to this, I asked you if you were online and how long you were online. I wasn't insinuating anything. If you told me that you were online for, let's say, 5 hours a day, I'm gonna say I'm probably online maybe 4 to 5 hours a day. It happens. Whether it's on the phone, I'm probably on my phone about 4 or 5 hours a day. If I could just turn that into work, yes, I wouldn't have to go do volunteer work or anything else to make 80 hours a month is such a small amount. That's an insanely small amount. 80, I can work 80 hours a week in 1 week. Like it's not 80 hours in a week is easy. To spread it over a month, that's way easy. And
Our
no, you don't have to get your job doesn't have to give you.
Time is a precious resource, just like you pointed out already by asking me what do I do with my time and the internet, which I'm not on here as much as you think. Clearly, you don't pay attention.
Once again, I didn't stop. See, this is what I'm talking about, Square. You're inserting things that I didn't say. I asked you how long you were on the internet. Then I inserted, I'm on the internet about 5 to 6 hours a day. Now, once did I accuse you of any time on the internet or anything else? This is why you stop fucking talking for a minute.
No, you go on paragraphs. I'll say stuff like
That's because you're just making shit up, Square. You're just making shit up and then rambling about it.
Jacob,
I didn't make anything up. By December 2026, it's going to be 80 hours mandatory, or you will lose Medicaid. If you're not disabled.
I don't believe you, Jacob. Let's see your mower and weed whackers right now, Jacob. Show it.
I'm switching the string on my weed whacker right now, but my mower's over there. This is my truck. Is that enough for you, or do you want me to go walk over to my mower next?
Yeah, walk over to your mower and turn it on so we can have an intelligent conversation.
I guess I don't understand how that's working for you, but all right. I'm walking around my property having a drink. I'm just waiting
wait. You said you were doing somebody else's lawn. Now you're on your property.
Yeah, this is
you're
the
busted.
Property.
You're lying. You're busted. You're lying.
Hey, Santini, this is the property that I manage. When I say property, this is the property that I manage.
You just said your property
it's a fraternity.
You own. Now you manage it. Which one is it, Jacob?
I'm a landscaper over here. I don't know why you think it's my house.
Bullshit. You just stuck your foot in your mouth. How does it taste?
I didn't stick my foot in my mouth. I said I'm over here at my property, as in the one that I'm working at. This is the property that I've been working at. I don't own this. I don't own this property.
Now you're backpedaling.
No, rewind the tape 5 minutes. I know what I just said.
You're backpedaling, Jacob.
Okay, what am I backpedaling about?
First, you were doing somebody else's property. Then it was your property. Then it was
doing somebody else's property.
Which one is it, Jacob?
I'm still doing somebody else's property. I'm contracted with this property. I own a landscaping company. I'm contracted with 5 properties on this street. I manage all 5 of these properties on this street. I refer to them as my properties.
You're a manager
Any
now,
other questions, Santini?
You're a manager, huh? Yeah, okay, Jacob.
No, I'm a property manager, as in I take care of the property on here because I'm a landscaper.
Well, you're working real hard there on YouTube. You're working real hard managing that property here on YouTube on panel.
I just thought I'm taking a break, having a drink, talking to you guys.
Oh, you've been on panel for a half hour now. It's one hell of a break, huh?
Yeah, it's cool working for yourself because you get to make your own hours.
Yeah. You're busted.
My boss is a nice guy.
You're busted. Where's your employees? Where's your employees?
I work for myself. I don't have any employees.
Oh, you manage 5 properties and you don't have a single employee. Take a walk with that bullshit story, all right?
Take a walk with what story?
Your story. I ain't buying it.
Why don't you believe that I can work hard enough to manage 5 proproperties?
Oh,
I also do
shit.
jobs.
You got no employees, huh? You're full of shit.
I do. I work for myself. I would rather make $300 to $500 a day.
The fact is, that work requirement. My point is, you won't acknowledge my point, and you won't give a logical denial of it. But that 80-hour a month work requirement, it is stupid. It basically takes 80 hours out of the month if the person can't get disability or some other exception like a waiver, which you ain't getting no waiver. Then guess what? If you don't get a job by that date or start doing the volunteer hours, then you're fucked. And then when you do those volunteer hours, you spend money. You spend money. Like I would maybe only have to do 40 or 50 hours there, but still I would have to spend money to commute there. And then I'm not getting paid there. I can't get a job or network there. I have to, be active and not on the phone and stuff and do whatever the community volunteer work is, which isn't a bad thing, but it's just a waste of time if you want somebody to improve their life. I'm wasting this fucking time doing this just to have insurance.
Sounds like you're wasting your time in an area that doesn't have any work for you.
That may be so, but I can't just wake up tomorrow and say, hey, I think I'm gonna go over here to Tennessee. I might can walk to fucking Tennessee, but I can't just go over there and start a life. Willy-nilly.
No, Square is making sense. Jacob, you're not. Square is making sense, and you're not, Jacob.
What have I not made sense about? But yeah, I don't.
I have no car. What do you want me to do? You want me to take my luggage and clothes and my bed and pack it over my shoulder and walk to Tennessee? Maybe in about a couple of days I can.
You're the one who said there wasn't any work there. I was just telling you if there's not any work there, you probably shouldn't be there.
Guys, we're at 2 hours.
It's not so easy
nothing to do with me.
Pack up and move.
My grandmother, I was in rehab, and my grandmother passed in 2019. I came back January 2020 because my grandfather was fucking alone. All right, and I had nowhere else to go. I was in Massachusetts. I couldn't continue to live out there. You know how expensive it is.
So were you taking care of your grandparents?
I've been in healthcare for 10 years. I've been in home healthcare 10 fucking years, over 10 years now.
Yeah, I don't know.
Private and public.
I don't know anything about.
I'm a licensed phlebotomist, dude. I'm a licensed phlebotomist. I'm not a bum. I just can't get the fucking job right now.
No one, first of all, never called you a bum. Never said how many.
That's what it comes off to me, bro. Respectfully,
accusations that you're making about me for some reason.
It really comes off that way.
Yeah, I would tell you to.
You don't have to say it straight up.
That makes a lot of sense. I would have told you to do the exact same thing.
Hey, I did it for private clients, meaning I solicited and I found an ad for the one in outside of Crothersville, and I worked for him for about 5 years. Got a lot of my first experience with him. My last private client, I worked from 2015 to 2022. So do the math.
I also worked for Department of Human Services for about 2 years.
I graduated in 2011, and I have worked consistently in something from 2012, or no, actually 2011 at the dog daycare, firstly, from 2011 till about 2022 of June.
So Jacob,
I haven't worked 4 hours a week in I don't know how long. Like that's fucking wild.
I don't work 4 hours a week. I work 4 hours. I work 4 hours almost 5 days a week, but the fifth day is not a full 4 hours.
Let's not pretend that that's like hard
because
work.
that's because that is the home health care hours I can only get with one client here, and that's all they're allowed at the time. And they have no other available ones. And guess what? I can walk 2 streets over, thankfully, to it. So I'm
I'd like to
blessed
ask
to
Jacob a
have that.
question. I'd like to ask Jacob a question. So Jacob, so you said you own a mixed martial arts facility that you manage and train people. Do you have speed bags in that facility?
Speed bags? No, I'm a grappling coach. I don't really do anything with the strikers. I do jujitsu, judo, and 3 different styles of wrestling. But I don't really do much with the strikers.
Hey, Gumptown, when you've worked for public companies that are home healthcare agencies and for clients that could afford to pay you directly or from their family, that's being in a form of healthcare, numbnut.
That's right, Square. Square is right.
Yeah, Square, that is totally home healthcare. It just sounds like
I ended up doing a CPR class, and I did a thing for mandatory reporting well before I got the phlebotomy thing. I had to do it again for phlebotomy. So, was I bonded and insured? No, I didn't have to be.
But Square, do you think you're like perpetually kind of stuck in a bad spot if there's not any work around there? And
yes, I am in a bad spot to get work and stuff, and I have no car, as I said, and there's no public transport here. They don't even have Uber or Lyft through here, dude.
But what I'm saying is, I'm not mad at the government for making people that are able-bodied required to work.
I think it's a waste of time. It doesn't make sense logically, and it puts a burden on Americans. And it's supposed to be American first.
I agree, Square. I agree with Square.
Doge cut how much money did Doge cut? And they could still go after the people doing fraud without giving a work requirement. So why is it fucking completely necessary?
There should be work requirements for welfare and food stamps, but not for health care.
The pros about it. The only thing I liked about that deal, they was going to remove suppressors from the NFA, and then they took that out of it. Then it was dead in the water.
There should be work requirements for welfare and food stamps, but not for health care.
If you're able-bodied, you shouldn't even get health care.
Many people are not able-bodied. That's why they got the health care.
But if I was able-bodied with a dependent, though, I could just skip over the requirement. So I just need to pop out.
Well, no, if I'm able-bodied and I do have a dependent, which I do, and I work a job, I have to pay for it. I can't just have the government pay for it for me. Because I have a child, I have to take care of that child.
You wouldn't meet exactly. That's a great point. You wouldn't meet the income, you'd be over the income guidelines and stuff. So you're not as poor as those people. Do you not see how you're in a better advantage? Maybe
no. Even if I was making minimum wage, Square, I would still have to cover that. Doesn't matter if I'm working myself.
I'm glad you mentioned the only job, one of the only few places that's in walking distance. And how do you know I haven't applied there, sir? Let me tell you something about those places in walking distance, like Burger King and McDonald's. They're dominated constantly and employed by 1 to 2 adults and the rest high school kids. And they've been like that probably since I was in high school. They're not going to hire me. I was lucky to have gotten on at Pizza Hut originally.
That's right. It is summertime now. Those high school students are out of school. They're looking for work.
Yeah. So, hate to break it to you, this is a right to work state, meaning that, folks, you got the right to work, you don't have the guarantee. That's what I've always said about right to work states. I'm not arguing with him. I'm not mad at him.
Jacob is walking around in his own.
Can I say this? I'm not mad at him. I disagree with him wholeheartedly.
So much for vacation. We're at the 2-hour-5 mark. Can you guys
so much for vacation?
Your final thoughts on
Goku didn't have to leave. I hate that he left.
He's got to go to work. He's got.
Oh, well, then that's important.
He was standing on his front lawn. Stop.
No, not him. Not him. Goku.
Not Jacob. Goku.
Now, Jacob. Okay. Now, Jacob, I don't have any contention towards him or whatever, but did it not to you, Santini, appear like he was implying that I don't manage my time right? I'm maybe a bum, lazy. That's exactly what he.
Absolutely, Square, 100%.
Yeah, but I didn't say he said it directly, and he kept pointing that out, and I'm like, you don't have to. It's called implying. But whatever, it's cool. He has his opinion, I have mine. I'm good. I didn't call him a name. He didn't call me a name.
No, well, I'm ending the show because I'm technically on vacation. I'm not even supposed to fucking be here. I'm supposed to be here right now.
Yeah, and we're doing the same thing at the Square channel. So the 2 lives we just recently had, just for the foreseeable week or more, we're not going streaming for some stuff. So yeah.
Okay, well, listen, Bambi, go enjoy your vacation. Square, it was nice talking to you, and I do respect you in that you said, once again, you said that if Trump is found to be in those files, that you would regret your voting for him, and you would admit that you made a mistake. I really respect that. Everybody makes mistakes.
I mean, it
Nobody's
just
perfect.
seems logical to me. Otherwise, I would, I'm
And
just
if
going to make
Goku's-
an excuse.
If Goku's still up here, you have a good day too, Goku. I'm going to rock and roll. Thanks for having me on panel.
Much love,
Bambi.
Santini. Anytime,
Great to have
man.
you up
know
here,
I enjoy
Santini.
talking to you. Anytime.
Appreciate the
No, I enjoy it.
engagement.
Ciao.
Tell
Appreciate the
BG I
discourse.
said hello. Give him my love.
I will.
And
Ciao.
I respect some of your opinions and stuff too.
Ciao.
I like him. All right. I guess that's about it. Shout out to the Neon Noir episode. Next one will be episode 12. Y'all stay tuned for it.
Yes, so please, next Monday, a new episode will drop. I'm going to start working on season 2. The show's going to be called Brooklyn Bloodlines. Same characters.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna
I didn't know
take
the
off
name
from
yet.
season 1, whole new revamp, and I hope you guys stay tuned for the rest of season 1, the season finale, and be staying tuned for season 2. Hope you guys enjoyed today and our Mob Monday, and watch the rest of Neon New York if you haven't checked the first episodes. Definitely don't want to miss it. Definitely want to be caught up for next week. Much love, everybody.
Definitely.
And let me remind you, be happy, be kind, be caring, and keep shining, my little stars. Blind the haters with your brightness. Because you know what? At the end of the day, you got to keep living. Got to keep going. Keep your heads held high and keep surviving. Because I'm going to be. Peace out and much love.
Shout out to
See you
Supreme.
later.
Peace.